those things that you highly value above all else. Would you go along with these criminals at the top that say, well, you know what, everything this guy says is true. Yes, we're intentionally impoverishing the people. Yes, it's artificial scarcity. It's the Cloward and Piven strategy. And yes, and here's the reason. We've got to destroy humanity. We've got to let people die out in the cold, even though there's plenty of housing. We've got to let people die of hunger, even though there's plenty of food. We've got to let all these happen for the greater good of the planet. As if these are the benevolent ones. These are the altruistic ones. These are the ones that would lead you into a concentration camp. They want to kill over 85% of the population of the earth. Look up the Georgia Guidestones and see if what I'm saying to you isn't true. Okay? We're in a lot of trouble, and all of us individually have to either speak up against this or say, I'm on the side of the establishment. I say, let's walk that tightrope and, want to make sure we don't push the people so hard that suddenly we get a bloody revolution. No, we don't want that in America, and certainly I don't want violence, but these people are doing it. I'm a nonviolent guy. I get everything off my chest through free speech. And if you want to kill me for free speech, so be it. You've done it to other people through the ages. It wouldn't be anything new, but it's coming. You're not going to stop. The snowball effect, the inertia, the momentum that is building up in the minds and hearts of men and women. This is good knowledge, good truth. This is pure and right and holy, and it comes from the mind and heart and spirit of God Almighty. This force for good, call it what you want, but it's coming, and it's far more powerful than the force for evil. Love is more powerful than hate. And good is more powerful than bad. And good is coming. And the way the captives are going to be set free, folks, is through no more God of this world having any power over you. That's it. Money will have no role in a perfect world. None. None. There's no facilitate exchange here. There's no tit for tat. There's no trade this for that. There's just going to be an instinctive, intuitive, a profound, deeply held belief, understanding, a value of a common human, that we are a collective of human beings that have a common interest, that realize that I'm not looking after just the welfare of my children and their children. I'm looking after your welfare and the welfare of your children. That we care about each other, that say, hey, I don't want to eat any food unless everybody can eat food. I don't want to drink water unless everybody can drink water. Hey, I don't want to live in a house unless everybody can live in a house. Hey, I don't want to drive a car unless everybody can drive a car. Folks, these people have tainted and adulterated everything. Every morning we wake up, every night we go to bed, these people and their rules and regulations are running through our heads and affecting our happiness, folks. Okay? There's nothing wrong with you wanting to drive a nice car. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to live in a nice house, wear nice clothes. There's nothing wrong with you wanting a washing machine. All these things you can have. Okay, we don't have to wreck up the earth. These people would have you believe that. But you've got to fundamentally understand. You pick a problem, any problem out there, and I'll tell you why it persists. It's because of the money. Dirty fuel, folks. Dirty fuel. Decades ago, we've had, how long have we had the capacity to produce hydrogen artificially? That's ancient technology now. Very powerful fuel, folks, and very ecologically prudent. Do you understand that for decades, none of us would have had to use gasoline in our automobiles? For that matter, jet airplanes. Nothing. None of it. It's rudimentary science, folks. You understand this is a hydrogen production factory over here. And it's just the same thing as how a computer used to be the size of a room. And now we've got computers on wristwatches, okay? It's understanding, fundamentally, just understand that. It's the same thing as putting a hydrogen production unit, miniaturized, under the hood of your car. That's it. So you don't have to fill your gas tank with hydrogen. No, you simply fill your gas tank with water. And then, this guy Stan Meyer, he invented an engine that could go 100 miles on 1 gallon of water. So it's not even like we're going to be steaming up the atmosphere. This is a very small amount of water that we're talking about. And where does it go? It goes right back in the atmosphere. and it just turns into rain clouds, and it's just all part of nature. That's what could be happening right now at this point in history, folks. So this whole idea like these people are going to save the earth from climate change and global warming, they're hypocrites, and look at the way they use fuel. Look, Al Gore's heating and cooling several mansions, flying around in his private jets and whatnot to go to this. How much jet fuel is the guy using? But he's telling you and I, who's he talking to? The poor, the working class, lower class, middle class, upper middle class? Who's he talking to? That you shouldn't. That your carbon footprint is bad, but his is A-okay because he's an elitist, don't you know? He's a hypocrite, don't you know? That he's the privileged class. He's got the advantage. So it's A-okay when Al Gore destroys the earth, but you can't do it, okay? You understand just what a mess we're in and what it's going to take? You know, that these people are going to have to go out feet first out of this thing into their little dungeon, their little hell, because they want to stay up here tormenting us. You know, they're haters of humanity. They really are. They're haters of God and truth and right and justice and mercy. These are just haters from the pit of hell. And some of them know they are, and some of them are just, they're just scared. They're establishmentarians. They say, hey, I don't want to rock the boat. I mean, it's working for me, and I've got, some sense of security, which is it. It's a sense of security. They've got the illusion of security when they know they might be dead today, so none of us really have any security in the truest sense of the word. But you pick another problem. Let's look at national debt. Now, do you really think that the bankers want the country out of debt? Let's look at individual debt. Do you think they want the individual out of debt? Folks, this is their bread and butter. This is how they make money. You see how sickening this is? So do you think with sound currency and you see people's need for debt keeps continually going down? Do you think with sound currency and seeing the dirty fuel and the need for dirty fuel continually going down? So all these people at the top of these industries are slowly rendered irrelevant. Even the insurance industry, what's that about? What the hell? I mean, getting in a car wreck, it should be against the law and you should be incarcerated like any other crime. Oh, but no, it's okay if you're insured to get in a wreck. Give me a break, folks, okay? I mean, you name a problem, any problem, folks. War. Here, back to Memorial Day, war. I mean, how many people, if there's a really, really, really good cause, a really important cause, and people say, you know what? I'm going to go. I don't need to be conscripted. In other words, I don't need to be paid to go to this. Smedley Butler, who wrote War is a Racket, he pointed this out in his book. I don't need to get paid to go to this war. Hell, nothing's going to stop me. I'm going out there and I'm going to destroy the enemy for what he did. I'm going to seek, godly vengeance upon my enemy. No, it's not like that anymore. How many guys are going to go off to war if they're not getting paid? And they say, well, of course I need to get paid. Well, yeah. You understand? Because you're being controlled by the money masters. And who is at the top of that? Satan, or the spirit of Satan. And all those minions below him. That's who we're serving, the establishment, the status quo. So you'd see warfare. It'd be harder and harder and harder as people don't need the money. And the only wars we're going to fight are the really, truly good causes, noble and right, honorable causes that we would fight and kill and maim others and possibly be maimed. It's the only kind of wars we're going to fight, folks. Crime. What the hell? You think if we got sound currency, you're going to see crime gradually dissipate. As people's prosperity level grows, there's fewer and fewer desperate criminals out there that would mug you on the streets of San Francisco. Okay? There's fewer and fewer guys that would rob a liquor store or hold up a bank. Right. They don't need the money. Everybody's free. Do you understand, folks? That's how these people operate. They need the chaos. They need the violence. They need the problems. They create the problem. They're the manufacturer of the problem. Satan is a pig. He's, you know what? I've got nothing nice to say about evil. Okay? That's it. You're blasphemers. You're going to hell. You hate the spirit of truth. And Jesus said this is the only unforgivable sin, the only unpardonable sin out there. That even the mercy of God that extends into the heavens, His grace, that we all need, I need, okay? That's not going to save you, because you've made yourself, you're a sworn enemy in your heart of hearts and your soul, the marrow of your spirit and your soul and your mind. You've decided you're at enmity with truth and righteousness and justice. And I know you're the ones running roughshod over humanity. You're the one manipulating our hearts and minds and spirits and souls. You're the one through whom the sin comes that causes all of us to sin. You're haters, and you're going to hell, okay? That's the righteous hand of God sending you to hell. And you got to decide very soon whether you're going down with the ship, any of you minions out there, or whether you're jumping ship and you're saying, you know what? It might just happen the way this guy is describing, that everything that's written in Scripture might really be true, because it's all starting to add up. And the evidence that God doesn't want us caught with our metaphorical pants down is Jesus when he taught signs of the ends of the age. Read it for yourself, folks. Read the books that were preserved for the end to be understood in the last days, before the end of the age. Okay, it's not the end of the world, it's the end of the age, like the book of Daniel. Read those books and see if you don't see a lot of similarities. Like all these wise old men that have devoted their lives to the study of Bible prophecy and